Welcome everybody to another video of Ancient Greece Reloaded. Today we will talk about the famous Meleager, a prince of Calydon, an Argonaut, one of the Calydonian Boar Hunters and a famous hero. By the way, if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, so stay tuned for upcoming videos. Meleager, in Greek Meleagros, was the son of King Oeneus of Calydon in Aetolia and Queen Althea, the daughter of Thestius, another king of Aetolia. In the story of Meleager, it would prove to be the hero's mother's side of the family who would play the crucial role in his life. In antiquity, a story was told of how, when Meleager was only 7 days old, the three Mirae, aka the Fates, appeared before Althea. The three Mirae were Atropos, Lachesis and Clotho, and these three sisters spanned the life thread of each mortal. The Mirae informed Althea that Meleager would only live as long as the wooden brand, which was currently burning in the fire, remained unconsumed by the flame. Althea swiftly removed the brand from the hearth, extinguishing the flame, and as she did so, she hid it away inside a chest. In essence, Althea made Meleager virtually invincible, for the will of the Mirae was unchangeable by man or god. Meleager would grow up in Calydon, and would soon become known across ancient Greece for his skill with the javelin. When word came that Jason was gathering a band of heroes for a quest to Colchis, Meleager would make his way to Iolcus to join the quest for the Golden Fleece. The skill of Meleager ensured that Jason accepted the Prince of Calydon as one of the Argonauts. During the voyage to and from Colchis, Meleager's name was not at the forefront of events, but in one version of the Argonaut story, Meleager throws the spear which kills King Aeetes. In most versions of the story of the Golden Fleece though, Aeetes is not killed in the quest. Meleager returned to Iolcus with the other Argonauts upon the successful conclusion of Jason's quest, and as he was partaking in the victory games, word reached him of trouble in his home of Calydon. Oeneus' kingdom of Calydon was famous throughout ancient Greece for the wine it produced, Oeneus having received a vine from Dionysus personally. At the start of each growing season, Oeneus would offer up prayers to the gods. In the year of the trouble though, Oeneus overlooked the goddess Artemis by mistake. Artemis of course was angry at her omission from the annual prayers, and so the goddess sent forth a gigantic boar to ravage the Calydonian countryside. It might be assumed that the boar was the offspring of Typhoon and Echidna, although nowhere was this specifically stated in antiquity. Nevertheless, no one in Calydon could match the monstrous beast, and many died while trying to kill it. Hence, King Oeneus sent out heralds across the ancient world, and luckily one of Oeneus' heralds arrived at Iolcus just when the games were taking place. Meleager was of course duty-bound to return to his homeland, but no hero worthy of the name would shirk from facing the gigantic boar, and therefore Meleager had many of his fellow Argonauts in his company when he returned to Calydon. Others though also joined Meleager on his journey home, including the heroine Atalanta, who had been taking part in the games at Iolcus as well. On his return to Calydon, it was considered normal for Meleager, as the king of King Oeneus, to be named as the leader of all the heroes, while the assembly of heroes being named the Calydonian Hunters. Even before the hunters set off though, Meleager had many problems to resolve. Meleager was forced to rescue Atalanta from two centaurs, Iles and Recus, when they attempted to rape the Greek heroine. Meleager killed both of them. In another version it was Atalanta who killed them. The band of Calydonian hunters though was not a harmonious group, and Meleager had to convince many, including the two brothers of his mother's side, that Atalanta was worthy of a position amongst the hunters. Of course, by that time, Meleager had already fallen in love with Atalanta. Thankfully, Atalanta was amongst the hunters, for the Greek heroine proved to be the first one to inflict a wound on the Calydonian boar, a wound that injured the beast sufficiently for Meleager to finish the job off with a javelin. The javelin that inflicted the wound was then placed by Meleager within the temple of Apollo at Sicyon. Meleager then awarded the height and tusks of the Calydonian boar to Atalanta, arguing that it was the heroine who had drawn first blood. It was a chivalrous act, but one that did not go down well with Meleager's uncles. They were unwilling for a woman to take the prizes, and demanded that they should be given the hide and tusks if Meleager was not going to take them for himself. So insulted was Meleager that a heated argument took place between the hero and his uncles, and in that argument Meleager would kill them both. Atalanta did take the prizes and would ultimately depart from Calydon alone. The reason why Atalanta was said to have departed alone was due to the fact that Meleager was said to be dead by that point. The most common story of Meleager's death actually comes at the hands of Althea, Meleager's own mother. News of the death of Althea's brothers at the hands of her own son eventually reached the main Calydonian palace, and upon hearing the news, Althea went straight to the chest in her bedroom, removed the wooden brand and threw it once again into the fire. The love Althea held for her brothers seemed to outweigh the love of her own son. The brand would burn once again, and when the last of its wood was consumed by the flames, Meleager dropped down dead. Once she had done the deed, Althea was said to have committed suicide. The first tale of Meleager's death was an illustration that was depicted in later versions of the story. In early sources, there was no mention of the prophecy or the wooden brand. In the original tales, a different story was told about the death of Meleager. In these versions, there was an argument between Meleager and his uncles, but it was not necessarily about the height and tusks of the boar. His uncles were the sons of King Thestius, who ruled the Curetes in the land of Pleuron, a land that neighbored Calydon, and so the argument between uncles and nephew was about territory, and this argument would lead to war. A force of Calydon under Meleager would meet the Curetes on the battlefield. Several battles would take place, and in each battle the leadership of Meleager would prove vital, for the Calydons won each one. Althea then placed a curse upon her own son, calling down the wrath of Hades and Persephone. When Meleager learned of the curse, the Greek hero retreated to his home and refused to fight. With Meleager absent, the Curetes won battle after battle, gaining huge areas of land as they did so. Eventually, because of the gains, Meleager was forced to re-enter the battlefield, and in one final battle, Meleager killed all of the sons of Thestius, but even as he killed the last of his uncles, he himself was fatally wounded. At some point in his life, Meleager was married to a woman named Cleopatra, a daughter of Aeneas and Marpessa, and became mother to Meleager's daughter Polydora. Cleopatra was said to have hung herself when she learned of Meleager's death, in the same manner that her mother-in-law had done. In a similar vein, Polydora would also hang herself when her husband Protesilaus became the first Achaean hero to die at Troy. In some surviving texts, Meleager is also said to have been the father of Parthenopeus, one of the 7 against Thebes, by Atalanta, although, depending on the source, Parthenopeus was also said to have been the son of Hippomenes or Ares. Meleager himself came from a large family with at least 6 brothers and 4 sisters. 5 brothers were said to have died fighting the Curetes, these being Toxeus, Clymenos, Periphas, Agelaus and Thyrefs. A 6th brother, Tydeus, would be named as one of the 7 against Thebes, and he would also be the father of the famous Greek hero Diomedes. Gorge, a sister of Meleager, would be mother of another Achaean hero, Thoas, by Andremon. 2 other sisters of Meleager, Evrymede and Melanippe, would be transformed into Genephoi, aka Meleagrides, by the goddess Artemis because they grieved so much for their lost brother. Finally, even after death, the story of Meleager would continue. It was said that when Heracles entered the realm of Hades, he met and spoke with Meleager. Meleager would ask Heracles to marry Deianira, who was another sister of Meleager. Heracles did indeed marry Deianira, although this hardly worked out well for Heracles. Let us finish with the following saying. The character of the state reflects the character of its governors, Isocrates. That being said, remember guys to hit the like button and to subscribe to our channel, it would help us a lot. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for upcoming videos.